In my youth, no one knew me as Yeshua except for those who were extremely close. To everyone else, I was Joshua, a young and frugal boy with a much easier name to pronounce. My father named me Yeshua, or Joshua in Hebrew, after the tale of Joshua in the Battle of Jericho, as written in the Bible. In the story, Joshua was a leader of the Israelites. He was trying to take over the capital of the Canaanites, Jericho. The Lord told him he would not win by a major bloody battle, but by perseverance and faith. Joshua and his soldiers circled the capital walls for 7 days, simply blowing their battle trumpets. It was believed they would never win the battle until the walls gave way on the 7th day due to the trumpet's power. Whether the story was true or not, it taught the reader about dedication, faith, power, diligence, and the strength that comes within. My father believed, when I was born, that I would be like Joshua. Being read biblical stories was the markings of my youth and beginnings with literacy. From before I could remember, my parents wanted me to be inspired by the words and wisdom of the Bible tales. This was all I knew until I entered school, and thus, my viewpoint of the world was somewhat skewed. As the time went on in my life and the types of stories I read changed, so did I. In grade school, I remember spending lots of time in the nurse, reading about Dr. Seuss and all of the crazy things that big cat did. I was inspired from these tales of playing tricks on people because it looked like so much fun. This is why I spent a lot of my youth in the planning room, and I was learning how I would be quiet and non-disruptive in class. But books did not make a major impact on my life, and who I was, until my naivety left me, and the maturity that I have now began to find its place. I was always known for the limits put on me by my father to shield me from the evils of this world. There were certain shows, movies, and books that I could not experience. But by the time I turned 16, I was finally feeling able to decide what I could watch. And then, of course, what I could read without my father's approval being needed. I began to read about science fiction and learn about worlds that are far from our own. I learned about alternative universes, difficult concepts, and tried to answer the question, what if? I was now beginning to think about this world. Although the questioning and thinking did not stop, my journey became even further when I took a creative writing course in my senior year of high school. I was reading books that were controversial, interesting, bloody, sexual. And as I read them, I felt like I was doing something I shouldn't be able to, something I shouldn't be exposed to. And I wondered, would these evils change me in a way I didn't want? I began to read books such as Native Son, The Lovely Bones, and others. These were books that dealt with rape, violence, death, and gruesome details. It made me think that the world may not be perfect and I needed to experience it. It made me begin to want to read on my own and see what other thoughts had to experience a world I have not seen yet. I finally felt, with this world, this new viewpoint, that my sheltered life was being opened, and I was breaking free of this glass box I was living in. I was now questioning and experiencing writing things unfamiliar. I was finally becoming creative, and with this long road of reading that I have missed, I was finally here to experience it. My reading would now increase, and so would my thoughts as I entered college. The minute I hit college, I wanted to experience more, do more, learn more, and soak up everything I could. I was reading new books like Watership Down, and I tried to learn how a community of rabbits could possibly symbolize government systems. I read Machiavelli and was inspired about how his views of a perfect government was controlled by the military. I read about the questioning strategies and unique philosophical views of Socrates and how he changed Greek thinking and still inspires people today. And I finally made my way to the battle cry of freedom to inspire my love of history. It seemed like a frightening 900-page book, but turned out to be a page-turner. I loved understanding all aspects of the Civil War, and my passion for history grew. In these new books, I had a new aspect of life. I was being retaught about faith, dedication, perseverance, diligence, and strength all over again, like Joshua had inspired me in my youth. I was again thinking and trying to drive my mind further into the depths of the unknown. The books and writing of my life have helped to shape me into the person I am today. I reflect, I believe, I have faith, I am dedicated, and I question the world around me. Because of these different literacy experiences, I have become open-minded and truly a lifelong learner. Although it's taken me a long time to get here, I've enjoyed the ride. My father wanted me to be like Joshua, and perhaps I am. But because of the inspiration of these books, I know who I am. I know where my life is heading. And I am Yeshua, the thinker, the debater, the philosopher, the historian, and more importantly, I am now a teacher and want to teach what I know to the world.